Merry Christmas and welcome to the 12 Days of Christmas. Let's dive in and start celebrating.
Hey everyone, we're Drew and Katie Taylor with Catholic Link, and we are going to be bringing you daily reflections on the Christmas season to help you live out these 12 days.
We'll be using the traditional 12 Days of Christmas carol to provide that teaching, to provide the reflection, and a practical way to live it out. So, for the first day, our true love, God Himself gives to us the gift of
A partridge in a pear tree, which before we did this research, I didn't know that that was symbolic of Christ, which is actually really cool.
the partridge is an ancient symbol of Christ because the mother partridge will actually fake death to lure the enemy away from its children, from the vulnerable. She will fight to the death to protect them. And so we can see Christ symbolized in this because I think the devil might have thought that he won that day when Christ was up on the cross. But instead, he totally fought for us to the death. He defended us. He longed to come into this world to reclaim his children, to reclaim a vulnerable and the innocent and the not so innocent at the same time, to come and love us. And so today, as Christ is born, he comes totally present to us through this.
And also, so the tree, just as Adam and Eve sinned by taking the fruit of the tree, Christ died on a tree for our sins, the tree of life. And so the partridge in a pear tree symbolizes the gift that Christ gave to us when he died on the cross.
Because really, he is the only person, as Bishop Fulton Sheen will talk about, that came into the world to die. The only person who
Yeah, because everyone
was
else is
born for
born
this.
to live,
Yeah,
but Christ was born to die for us.
absolutely.
Okay, so for today's reflection, what we want to focus on is gift giving.
Yeah, and the idea that Christ is the true gift, that he longs to give us his love. He longs to be close to us.
And so I think as Christians, it's easy to kind of and fall on either side of the spectrum when it comes to gifts. We can either forget about Christ on Christmas and it's just all about presents and Santa, or we can do no gifts and just kind of focus on Jesus. But I think we can find a virtuous medium, as the Catholic Church teaches in most things, where we can still give gifts to the people we love in generosity and charity, but we can also do things to remember that the day is about Christ.
Absolutely. And maybe this Christmas looks entirely different than any
Yeah.
Christmas you've ever celebrated. Maybe it's the quietest, the loneliest. Maybe you're not able to celebrate with the traditional ways that your family would, to go to mass, to go out, to be on that vacation or that trip. But I do think Christ is inviting us in that quiet to turn to him, who knows what it is to be abandoned, to suffer, to be lonely, to be alone. And so to go in those moments to him prayerfully and allow him to be that biggest gift to you, to console your heart and to love you in a way that only he can.
All right. So we have a couple traditions, ideas that you guys can use for today to help center Christmas around Christ. So the first one is going to be, before you open gifts, try to do something that brings the family together around Christ. So maybe that is going to mass before you open gifts. If you've already opened gifts before you go to mass, that's okay. This is just an idea. So maybe it's laying baby Jesus in the manger. Maybe it's gathering the family around together and reading a narrative from one of the Gospels.
Or doing that as Alexio Divina for your personal prayer, opening up those nativity stories, curling up and watching a nativity movie together as a family, or just as a way of relaxing today and reminding yourself of Christ and
Yeah.
his story.
You could also bake a cake for Jesus's birthday. You could light your candles and sing happy birthday to Jesus, which we love doing.
And along the food lines, for the pear, you could make a pear gonzalo salad, or we actually have a pear and apple pastry from some Dominican sisters that is really excited to be able
Gotta
to
be
have
awesome.
today. And then the other way is that you can pamper yourself through maybe ordering, or if you happen to have it around your house, some pear scented lotion or body soap or bubble bath to relax a little bit because you deserve it and you are loved.
Pear bath.
Yes, a pear bath. I'm all about it.
All right. Also, one of the last things that you can do is if you haven't opened up your gifts already, maybe set a couple aside so that you can spread out maybe small gifts throughout the 12 days of Christmas.
And if they're all gone and the budget's all gone,
That's okay.
you can go to the library and check out 12 books and put it in their stocking. You can do something like a color printout each day, give them a different saint or the picture of the 12 days of Christmas Carol, and then talk about the teaching that you've now learned about, and or a craft, something small in there, or do something that makes you feel loved that doesn't necessarily cost money.
So we hope these reflections and these traditions have been just good ideas for you to really be able to recenter yourself and focus on Christ this Christmas season.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow for the second day of Christmas. Make sure to leave a comment. Let us know that you're participating. What are some of the traditions that you have held in the past to help bring Christ into your Christmas? What traditions are you looking forward to using? Like, share, and subscribe to help join others in this reflection to live liturgically.
And we are praying for you all this Christmas season. Merry Christmas. God bless.